Hello Slicey Dicers, this is Brian with another knife video for you. Today we have my June 2018 carry update. You guys like these? I watch them too. I was going to say I don't get why, but I watch everybody else's too. They are cool to watch, just to see what I'm actually carrying, what I'm actually using month to month. Normally I do these middle of the month, but I'm trying to migrate it back towards later in the month, so this is coming out on, I don't know what day, probably the 24th or 25th or something like that. And I'm gonna keep it around the end of the month, maybe even the first, beginning of the next month, something like that. I just want to make it more towards the end of the month instead of doing these mid-month ones like I used to do. That was just kind of confusing. But anyway, let's get to it. Oh, just to specify one thing that's different that probably wouldn't be the same and probably will change next month. Usually this time of the year in the summer, I'm carrying really lightweight knives because I play tennis a lot and I'm wearing tennis shorts a lot and things like that, so I want something really light. But I hurt my back, so I haven't been doing a whole lot outdoors. So these are a lot of these are a bit bigger and heavier than I would usually carry this time of the year. A lot of them are genuine lightweights, but just wanted to get that out of the way. If you're like, where's the whatever, I thought, blah, blah, just telling you. I had 2 ties, so there are 7 this time. I usually keep it to 5, but I had 2 ties, so there are 7. Just get that out of the way. We'll do the 2 ties together. 2 sets of ties, I should say. First set of ties is these 2 awesome Spydercos. We have first of all, we'll do the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 Knife Center exclusive in crew wear with the Slick G10. I freaking love this thing. I really do. I've owned 3 PM2s and I've held and played with a whole lot more. This is probably my favorite. 155 bucks, crew wear, great value. It is Slick G10. I like the Slick G10. Makes it slide in and out of the pocket so much easier. I do have an aftermarket MXG deep carry pocket clip on it. This one I just had, so I put it on it. It's not really a necessity for this knife, but I like it on this. I think it looks cool, so it's going to stay. The action on it is fantastic. It's one of the best, smoothest PM2s I've ever had. I love this thing. It's a freaking PM2, and I don't mind the slickness. Some people do complain about it, but my hands don't sweat, so I don't get as much grip as a lot of people do anyway. And this is just, it locks in well without the grippiness, just the design. I really, really like this. Highly recommend it. If they are still available at the time this video is up, I think they are. They were the last time I looked. Nab yourself one if you're a PM2 fan. I think it's one of the best PM2 values in the history of ever mankind. Next up is a knife that's new to me, but not new in the world. I did buy it new from a dealer, but I mean, this is a Spyderco Gale Bradley 2. It's been out for quite a while. Never got one, and then I picked one up in the store, and I just had to have it, and man, I'm glad I did. This is a great knife. M4 steel, sharp as can be, not corrosion resistant. Same could be said for the crew wear. The crew wear is a bit more corrosion resistant than the M4. The M4 is definitely not stainless. But just such a thin, awesome, slicey blade. This is just a great working knife that looks classy. It's big, but I can carry it, you know, in other situations where, you know, I don't want to have something too big and scary. If I still want to have a long blade, but I have something too big and scary looking, it's very classy looking. It's almost a gentleman's knife. It really is. But it's a super great, hard-working knife. I've fallen in love with the Gale Bradley 2 since I've had it. It was a very pleasant surprise. I just picked it up in a knife store on a whim, and as soon as I grabbed it like that, I just thought, yep, I gotta have one of these. Fantastic. Chai Chung, so you know it's very good quality. Love the Gale Bradley 2. Can't say enough good things about it. Next up, another pair of ties. These are more in my gentlemanly / smaller knife rolls. I do live in the city of Rochester, where downtown you can't carry anything more than 3 inches, so I do always have a fair amount of sub 3-inch and sub 3-inch knives to carry. And these are 2 that tied and carry, and because I carry them both in the same kind of roll, kind of gentlemanly sort of knives, where I want something that looks classy if I have to take it out and it's not going to scare anybody. First up, this is one I've had for a while, and it will always be in these videos probably. This is the Ferrum Forge Mass Drop Gent S35VN titanium, basically frame lock. It's just got very thin G10 overscales, but it's really a frame lock. Great action, just a great knife, great ergos, fits really well in my hand. You can choke up on that forward finger choil. It's just a great knife. I love the very tiny little deep carry pocket clip. Awesome knife. You will see that most YouTubers have one of these. There's a freaking reason for it. We review a lot of knives, and almost all of us to a person love the Gent. So jump on one of these. They even have a fancy pants version now. This one was 80 bucks with these G10. Now it's $99.99 with either carbon fiber or Cocobolo wood. They're awesome. They look really cool. Other than that, nothing's changed. I'm not going to get one. It's going to take till November before you get it. And I'm very happy with this one. And if I really want to dress it up, some people make custom scales for pretty cheap. So I would just do that. But love the Gent. Very cool knife. But a knife that's been challenging it in this role is the Benchmade Saibu. This is also a fairly recent addition. Like the last two Spydercos you saw, they came in the collection at the beginning of the month, so that's part of the reason why they've been carried a lot, because I just love them. And it's new toys. But I really like this knife. Very lightweight, classy looking as hell with the Cocobolo inlays and the Cocobolo even on the thumb studs. I think that's awesome. And I love this drilled out design. When I did the review of this, some of you seemed kind of 50-50 about that. But I really like it. Axis lock, so that means it's fun to play with. That's what axis lock means, is it's fun to play with, and that's really cool. And again, sub 3 inches, so I can carry anywhere in Rochester and not worry about getting in any trouble about it. Again, deep carry pocket clip. So it'll be very interesting to see in my July update which one of these I carry more, because I carry these both in the same kind of roll. And this month it's been 50-50, but we'll see, versus the Gent and the Saibu. It'll be interesting to me anyway, maybe not to you. All right, we're out of the ties now. Now we are into some more knives that were definitely not tied. When I got back from Germany, you'll notice there are no slip joints here. Let me explain. I went to Germany for a couple weeks, Germany and Portugal. I couldn't have my usual knives with me. Excuse me. So I was carrying knives I really liked, the TRM Vider and my Kizer Zip Slip and stuff like that. And I love those knives. It's fine. But when I got back, I just was like, I'm done with slip joints for a month or so. So I haven't been carrying many slip joints lately, except for his secondaries and stuff like that. So one of the first knives I grabbed when I got back, actually the first knife I grabbed when I got back, I just wanted it back in my hand again, was my Wii rectifier. Again, under 3 inches. I can carry it everywhere. I love this knife. It is so slicey, so thin behind the edge. S35 VN again, titanium frame lock, G10 on one side. I just love this thing. Carries well, and just listen to that detent. It's just so, it's so satisfying. I love almost everything about this knife. I really, really do. I just got a Wii Practic. You guys have seen videos about that. I love that too, but this is under my 3 inches, so this will probably get carried a bit more. But great knife. I highly recommend the rectifier in that mid-hundreds range. I think this is 144 or something like that. I highly recommend the rectifier, especially if you live in a city where you have to have under 3 inches. For an under 3 inch medium range knife, I cannot think of anything right now that I'd want more than a rectifier. I love it. As you would see if you watch the comparison video between that and the Para 3. Next up, second knife I wanted to grab as soon as I got home, and I've been continuing to grab, is my ZT-0609. I really like this thing. I'm uber pissed off about the fact that I still don't have a tool to take this apart. And I know I can use a C-clip thing and open it, but I don't want to risk scratching it or anything, so I'm not doing that. Instead I choose to continue to complain until ZT finally releases the freaking tool for this. But despite that, I still love it. I have put the MXG Gear deep carry clip on it that's bronze and matches everything. And it just doesn't that look so cool? And since I put that on there, I carried a lot in the first place, but since I put that on, this is just a knife that I just grab a whole lot. Amazing blade on this thing. 20 CV, great slicer. So sharp out of the box. I'm not sure I've stropped this yet. I'm sure I have because I carry it so much, but I don't remember doing it. But that's not surprising. But I like the look of it. The bronze, I didn't like at first. It's kind of grown on me. And it's just so thin and comfortable in the pocket. And now with the deep carry clip, I love this thing. But I would love it even more if I had that tool, because the detent on it is just 10%, 5% stronger than I would like. And I could fix that if I could get it apart. but I cannot. So as I say that, maybe it's starting to break in. Now it doesn't feel like I need to fix it. I don't know. I'm still annoyed. I haven't even been able to put oil in this thing because of that damn pivot. It's not fall shutty, but I know I could make it so if I could just get the goddamn thing apart. So please give me the freaking tool. I've heard August now. About ready to send a strongly worded email to ZT. That's about as angry as I get. Last up, another new addition this month, but this has been in my pocket almost every day since I got it as my kind of secondary knife, because it's just so much fun, and it's so fun just to have in my pocket. The Kizer Mini Sheepdog. Oh my god, I love this thing. It's just cool. It's just so, for a tiny little blade, to have that completely fall shut action. D10 on it's great. I have not tired of the blue yet. I thought I might after I got it. I thought, wow, that's really blue. Because I went a bit out of my comfort zone getting the blue, but I haven't tired of it yet. I'm still happy with the blue, and it's just, oh. And it's a useful blade shape too. Oh yeah, the knife part. It's a good knife too. I have found it to be quite useful. I haven't really found it to ever be like a detriment to have this sheep's foot blade on here. It's kind of cleavery sheep's footy blade. It's been pretty neat. It's still very comfortable. It's neat. It's just fun. It's just fun. I sound like one of those girls on QVC selling jewelry to overweight housewives. But it's just fun. It's a fun little knife. It's just so much fun. I don't know how else to describe it. As I said in the video, it may not be the best knife I reviewed in 2018, but it's the most fun. It's just kind of quirky and crazy looking, and it has that great action that makes it fun to play with. Love this thing. And they're 69 bucks. Nice. $69. It's not bad at all. So that's it. That is what I've carried the most in June of 2018. Hope you guys have not found this too boring or self-servant, or what's the word I'm looking for? Self-aggrandizing. But yeah, I will tell you in advance, next month, God, I'm banging knives together like crazy. I'm sure you guys are cringing, as am I. I hope I didn't scratch anything. Next month is probably going to be a bit higher end. I got a couple of other higher end knives that almost made it in this month and probably will, and then I've got another one or two coming. Next month's update may be a bit fancy, but also we'll have some lightweights because hopefully my back is better and I can go play tennis again because I really miss smashing yellow balls. So hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Have a good one.